Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you part 3 in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, Trail of the Twister. We just got done talking to Pa here and getting some groceries, I guess, or items for a disaster kit. Let's just maybe explore Ma and Pa's shop a little bit here. Down here we have the Canute College Ledger. If a tornado was roaring down on you, common sense would say to run to safety, but that's not the case with Canute College's leading meteorologist, Professor Scott Varnell. When a tornado is forming, Varnell puts himself and his team directly into the storm's deadly path in the name of science. Ooh, that's a little bit scandalous, isn't it? I've been fascinated with tornadoes ever since one destroyed my home when I was young. Oh, gosh. Varnell explained about his storm chasing. The sheer power and destructive force of severe weather is matched by a beauty that's difficult to describe to the uninitiated. Passion for storm chasing. Tornado genesis is one of the least understood aspects of tornadoes. If I can discover its causes, we would be able to increase warning times and more accurately pinpoint formations. Varnell's current groundbreaking theories and research have placed his team as one of the one of the favored winners of the Green Skies grant competition to be decided this fall. All his team needs is to obtain the data that will prove his theory is viable. With only weeks left in the season, the pressure is on. So it sounds like Scott is really smart and their team is close to discovering the answers, but who knows? Groundbreaking research for $100 million prize. The meteorological community was stunned last fall when the Green Skies Corporation, a leading weather safety developer, announced a competition promising a $100 million grant to the storm team whose research and theories offered the most promise for discovering the secret of tornado genesis. The contest is open to any meteorological team from any institution. We know that Scott's team is one of them. The two frontrunners are busy spending the remainder of the chase season tracking down the best severe storms, gathering as much data as possible, and testing out their theories in the field. With a rare front system rolling in that promises an atypically large outburst of tornadoes, the research gathered over the next week could provide the deciding factor for the winning team. Who will it be? Kingston University or Canute College? We'll have to wait until fall to find out. So, Kingston University, led by Brooke Tavenna, is the other competing university, it sounds like. Chickens by farm? Good for the chickens. Okay, and Pa has a nice little museum in here, which is pretty cool. There's a jackalope fight, which is pretty funny. One of the members of the Nancy Drew team that has been working with her interactor for a very long time is known as Little Jackalope, so it's kind of fun to see the jackalopes there. You can read about the Dust Bowl. This game has this fun little museum, but unfortunately none of the information is really necessary to learn, except maybe the information about the Fujita scale here, but even that is more, you learn it by doing. Myths and fiction, so lots of really fun things to read. You can play this Land Rush game. Again, there's not like a huge reason to do it. The Trail of Tears, which is a very sad story. The Cherokee, let's see. In the early 19th century, a dark chapter in American history was being written. Settlers trying to expand into the lower southern part of the continent faced a problem. That area was already home to the Cherokee Nation. Eager for the expansion possibilities in gold the lands offered, white settlers pressured the government to acquire the Native American territory. In 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act into law, which is truly awful. The Cherokee Nation successfully challenged the act with a Supreme Court ruling stating that a treaty must be signed before the Cherokee could be removed from their ancestral lands. The U.S. government worked with a small group of Cherokee to illegally sign the Treaty of New Echota, I believe, in 1835, without the consent of the nation's majority. Despite fervent attempts to nullify the treaty, it was ratified by the U.S. Senate on May 23, 1836. In exchange for a $5 million payment, the Cherokee would have to leave all of their lands east of the Mississippi within 2 years, which is a lot of space. And basically, the Cherokee people were forced to march on land routes for days in just really dismal conditions, like the paragraph says here, and had to leave their homes. And it's now called the Trail of Tears because an estimated 4,000 of the 15,000 Cherokee perished on this awful journey. So that's a really sad exhibit in Pa's little museum here, which is, I mean, it's great to learn about those kinds of things, but they don't have a whole lot of sway in the mystery, and I wish they had more sway. I would honestly...
The divining rod that's supposed to be here seems to be missing.
That's odd. I would honestly enjoy this museum a lot more if we actually got to use the information that we learned in here. Because it is very interesting and very important to learn about. It's just not applicable to the Twister stuff that we got going on, which is unfortunate. I honestly would have more fun with a historical mystery like that than I would with the Twister stuff, but that's maybe just me. Whoa, almost hit that truck. Like I said, I'm not exactly the most gentle driver in this game. Alright, so let's go put our stuff down in the disaster kit. So then we'll have finished the 2 jobs that Scott gave us, and the jobs that Debbie gave us as well, because we did the filing, and we took the quiz, and we met Pa, which is great. We also need to meet this guy. Frosty Harlow is his name.
That ought to do it.
Wow, Scott's got you doing a lot of work lately. I don't think we've met. Hi, I'm Frosty. As you can probably tell from all this equipment, I'm the media guy. Still pictures, audio, video, digital, analog. I do it all. Do it pretty darn well, too.
Is there a story behind the name Frosty?
Sure is. A couple of years ago, before I met Scott or any other tornado chasers for that matter, I was out taking pictures of this ginormous thunderstorm that was brewing outside Norman. I'd drive for a while, jump out, snap some pictures, roll some video, jump back in, drive some more, just looking for good pictures, you know? I wasn't really paying attention to what the storm was doing until all of a sudden it got really, really dark. And then it just started pouring. And I mean, rain was coming down like my car had stopped under Niagara Falls, and the wind was blowing and the car was swaying, and then it started to hail. First just dime-sized stuff, then quarter-sized, then golf ball-sized, then all of a sudden, the windshield shatters and a hailstone the size of a fist lands in my lap. Then another, then another. Turns out I'd punched the core of an incredibly powerful HP supercell.
You'd punched the what of the who?
HP means high precipitation, lots of rain, and a supercell is a cloud formation capable of producing severe thunderstorms. The core is the worst part of a supercell, where violent updrafts can produce huge hailstones, to say nothing of tornadoes.
Did you see one?
That time? No. But I did roll down my window and start shooting, and I came away with photos and footage of hail that no one's been able to top yet. Overnight, I went from being Tobias Harlow, run-of-the-mill photographer, to Frosty Harlow, fearless documenter of extreme weather phenomena.
You're a confident fellow, aren't you?
What happened to your arm?
What, these scratches? Just a few minor war wounds. See, I was climbing the fence next to the old Fraser Creek windmill so I could get a clear shot of some mammatus clouds. And what happens? I dropped my camera bag right into a patch of brambles. Thorns just about took my arm off when I went to grab it.
Have you ever been, seriously injured?
Nah, but then I'm still relatively new to the storm chasing biz. I joined the team last year after their photographer quit halfway through. This is my first full season. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to this team, I might add. I'm good.
Again, confident.
I'll catch you later.
Bye now.
Confident to the point of being perhaps a little overconfident. One might even say one has an ego, or Frosty has an ego. Very interesting. Okay, so what was the other job that we had to do? Debbie said I had to fix the sprinkler system or something too. Should I check in with her maybe?
What's up?
Would you happen to know who threw out the sales receipt for dried corn that's in the wastebasket over there?
Dried corn? Why would anyone around here buy dried corn?
To make the little piles of dried corn I keep finding around here. They look a lot more man-made than mouse-made.
Are you suggesting someone has been deliberately feeding the mice?
I think someone's been trying to lure them inside.
everyone on this team has his quirks, that is for sure. But deliberately causing a mouse infestation? Nobody's that mental.
I don't know.
Why is there a file in the cabinet labeled Grange Theater?
Theater's kind of a passion with me. So when I got here at the beginning of tornado season, I found out the Grange needed a stage manager for the play it's putting on, and volunteered for the job. And soon became the sound and lighting director as well, which means when I'm not here or out in the field, I'm there.
It sounds like you keep pretty busy.
You don't even know the half of it. We're approaching final dress for the Grange's big play of the year. Everyone from around here shows up. You should ask Pa about it. He's got much more of a passion for the stage than you'd expect from a man in overalls.
I'd better get to work.
Have fun!
Yes, I'll have so much fun with all of the chores you've given me. Thank you, Debbie. All right, let's go outside and do the sprinkler system, I guess. Fun little tire swing. Tire swings are super fun. Actually, that might have sounded sarcastic, but it wasn't meant to. Aw, look at the prairie dogs. I think they're prairie dogs, aren't they? They're so cute. I love prairie dogs. They are so stinking adorable when they do their little chirp thing. Oh my gosh, cuteness. Let's see, is this the sprinkler system? Oh, that is Paw Penny. Okay, yep, this is the sprinkler system. Let's see, in case of power surge, system will shut down to manually reset. Open 8 valves to show the blue active status. Opened valves cannot be in the same row, column, or diagonal line. System will come back online when valves are opened correctly. So you're going to want to have one open valve in every row, every column, and they cannot line up diagonally, and they can't be in the same row or column either. So, complicated little puzzle. I sometimes will start just by doing an alternating thing and then fixing it as I go. But these puzzles can definitely be more complicated than they look. Sometimes doing a pattern works. Like, let's see here. So that's still okay. We're still good there. Let's see, maybe this one? No, because then that lines up with that one. Still lines up there. That might work. I think that still works. Okay. What about here? Does not work. Here does also not work. Does also not work. So we're kind of stuck there. What if we were to do it here? No, that wouldn't work either. Okay, let's try that again. So maybe if we go the second one, and then maybe the fourth one, and maybe the sixth one, you know, a little pattern. The eighth one. See, and this never works. This always seems like a great idea and never works. Yeah, because we're very clearly lining them up in the wrong rows. Does this work? It might work. Let's see. And here, perhaps? Nope, that's diagonal. What about here? No, that's diagonal too. What about here? That might work. That looks okay for now. A lot of this is gonna be me talking to myself. That does not work. Nor does that. Darn. Let's maybe try here for now. This puzzle is always so tricky. I feel like the visual spatial ones tend to be a little bit harder, just because you're balancing a lot more information all at once. But that's also just me. Some people can do these very, very quickly. Maybe let's start in the middle. You know, maybe that's the idea. And starting on the edge is too hard. Okay, so like 5, 2, maybe this one. Maybe over here on the side again. Maybe over here on this side. So we got the edges all taken care of. What if we do here? No. Here, no. Here, that appears to work. And then maybe we can go, if we move that one there, and maybe do, no, this one maybe, oops, and this one? Okay, this has to be close. This is pretty near on. So not there, because we are intersecting diagonally here. What if we move this one over and then bring this one over here? Then where are we dissecting diagonally? Or intersecting? Oh, same place. Yeah, that makes sense. We just swapped the sides. So we don't want to do that. What if we, let's see. Can we trade that one? No. Can we trade this one? No. Can we trade this one? If we do that and move that one there. But then these two dissect. At least we have some, just like nice music to keep us busy while we think about it. And then maybe over here. Aha! We got it. That's the noise you make when you're victorious. Aha! Yeah, cool. So this is what you're going to want your pumps to look like to get the sprinkler system to be working better. That's always good. Nice little cornfield, very Oklahoma. We could go check out this barn. We haven't done that yet. Hello, barn.
Whoever just came in, give me a hand over here, would you?
Sure.
What's up?
Save me a lot of time if you kindly fix the LED display on the dash while I fix the wiring out here.
But I've never fixed an LED display before.
Just get inside and I'll tell you what's what.
Okay.
Oh, good. Another job.
What y'all are looking at is the fuse board for the screen. Fuses are all there and they're all good, but the display won't work till you rearrange them. See how they numbered from 1 to 8?
Yeah?
What you gotta do is rearrange them so no consecutively numbered fuses are touching in any direction.
Including diagonals?
Yep. Fuse number 1 can't be touching fuse number 2, which can't be touching 3, which can't be touching 4, and so on. Got that?
I think so.
Good. You know you're done when the screen lights up. With any luck, I'll be done out here about the same time.
So I would imagine that the numbers that have the least likelihood of touching, like 1 and 8, could go in the middle. Because they only will have one other number that will be touching them. So maybe we can put 7 up here and maybe 2 down here so it's not touching the 1s. And then 5 and 6 we could maybe swap, and maybe 4 and 3. Oh, come on. That looks good, doesn't it? 7, 5. Oh, 3 and 4 are touching. Doi. Let's do maybe 5 and 3 and 6 and 4. There we go. Okay.
I did it! The screen says it's initializing.
And I'm done out here. How's that for timing?
You're Nancy, the new gopher, ain't you? Well, I'm Chase. I ain't gonna shake your hand because my hand's kind of a mess. Again, I appreciate the help.
Do they call you Chase because you chase tornadoes?
Do they call you Nancy because you Nancy too many questions? Sorry, that was supposed to be funny. A lot of people think that, but the truth is, it's my name. Has been since before the day I was born.
How long have you been chasing tornadoes?
This here's my first time. Took a class from Scott last semester. Next thing I know, I'm on his team. Right now, I'm fixing the car the fella you were replacing was driving when he busted his leg. It's pretty much my job, fixing stuff.
From what I hear, you must be a busy guy.
Yeah, the team's had its share of technical difficulties, that's for sure.
Any idea why that is?
Stuff breaks. If your luck's bad, it breaks a lot. Being such a negative person, though, Scott's like a bad luck magnet. With him in charge, I'd be more surprised if stuff wouldn't be breaking down all the time. Not that it bothers me. I like fixing stuff, and I like keeping busy, so this here's the perfect job for me. Plus, I'm learning a whole lot about twisters. You live in these parts, the more you know about them, the better.
How do you like working with Scott?
Other than the fact that he can be ornier than a never-ridden bull in a bucking chute and can holler longer and louder than all the football coaches in Oklahoma put together, I like him fine. Got this sixth sense when it comes to twisters. Never seen nothing like it. Kinda spooky sometimes.
Is there anyone on the team you don't like working with?
I like working with pretty much everybody. Oh, I suppose Frosty gets on my nerves sometimes. Mostly because he likes himself so much there seems to be little need for anyone else to go to the trouble. But most days we get along fine.
The guy I'm replacing, what was the matter with his car?
A bunch of stuff. Reason he broke down in the middle of that storm and slipped in all that hell was 'cause his car had run out of antifreeze. Should I say coolant. And that's 'cause mice chewed holes in his hose and made it leak.
Have mice done anything like that before?
Well, I don't know about here, but I saw a mouse chew clean through a 2x4 in less than an hour once. Of course, that was probably 'cause my neighbor's dog was one piece of chicken wire away from having it for lunch. But I don't know what them mice found so appealing about that hose, but they sure went to town. It's over there on the workbench. Take a gander at it if you want.
Do you know a way I could earn some paw pennies?
Tell you what, over there on my workbench is a bunch of circuit boards for the weather balloons where I was putting up. Now, since I can't put the board to use till it's been wired up just right, how about for every board you wire up right, I pay you something in paw pennies? Of course, since wiring them wrong just makes more work for me, you make too many mistakes and I only pay you some of what you earned up till then, depending on how you did. What do you say?
Couldn't you just give me the paw pennies?
Like my dad always said, the best things in life are the things you earn. Anytime you want, just go on over there and start wiring up boards. There's some instructions over there that'll help get you going. Anything else on your mind?
I've bugged you long enough.
Nice meeting you, Nancy. Just do right by Scott and you'll do fine.
All right, well, that is Chase. We have now met everyone on the Canute College team and gotten a lot of chores done. I am feeling very productive. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave this part right here. I will see you soon, fellow detectives. Thanks for watching.